JT Miller is back with the New York Rangers. Just about 6 years later, he's back in the blue shirts. Breaking news, Rangers, big deal. Feels like it was coming for a while. Where there's smoke, there's fire. This has kind of been rumored for a long time. Pieces of the trade been rumored for a long time. Hedel is on his way out. JT Miller in. Other pieces as well. Feels like so far amongst the fan base, sort of a mixed reaction. I don't think there's some that love it, some that I think people like it, hate it, maybe don't like it much. I don't know if anyone hates it. I don't know if anyone loves it. I think everybody's kind of maybe more so in the middle, but I guess just what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so it's Hedel, a first that's
Mancini.
top 13 protected. So
Yeah.
and if that is picked by the Rangers this year, then it's unprotected next year. So I don't really like that, but I guess like if you look at it as it's a, you know, just a first round pick for JT Miller, I guess. But it's not a
Yeah.
rental. Still has 6 years left at $8 million, which is a lot, but I mean, it is what it is as far as that. But I mean, it sucks losing Hedel, but
Yeah.
obviously we know his injury history that he can be a 30-goal scorer, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he's one injury away from probably retiring. He's a great player, though. It sucks to lose him. Victor Mancini, I think. I don't know. I mean, you know, Caleb Durbin is that
Yeah.
prospect the Yankees had.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that, where they kind of hyped him up.
Yeah. And
And,
then kind of hype him up to trade him.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't see him really being anything really good. He could maybe be solid.
He's unproven.
Yeah, I don't, and he wasn't one of your bigger prospects. They don't really have a lot of prospects as far as defensemen, but that I'm not really too. Yeah, we're not gonna lose sleep over that. First round pick, like I said, sucks a little, but again, you can look at it just as a deadline acquisition. Usually, you give the first round pick. Like we didn't give ours, they didn't give up theirs last year, so I guess maybe it kind of like offsets.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Hero. Can't stay healthy, but I don't know. I kind of indifferent about it. I don't like like I said, I don't like the 6 years.
Yeah.
I know the cap's supposed to go up, but the AAV doesn't really. I'm not that concerned about that. I just don't like 6 years. Like, this guy is under contract for. And I know he's got like a couple more years left in the full no move, and it turns into like a partial no move, but we'll see what happens as far as that. But I mean, jury's kind of going all in here. I mean, we'll see what happens as far as where this kind of leads them. But I mean, you have 3 centers. I saw someone tweeted this out. You have 3 centers over the age of 31 now.
Yeah.
What does this do for the
long term?
Yeah, they're all locked up for at least 3-4 years. I know Zibanejad's locked up for the longest. He might come off with Miller. I don't know. They might be like 1 or 2 years apart, but they're signed for a while.
Yeah.
I wonder what the power play is going to look like now, because I imagine he goes on the power play, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Do you just slide? Does he just insert in Mika or insert in for Mika?
Oh, now that's going to be a tough question. Like, who does he come off? Who comes off for him? Because I think he's going to come on because he is a good power play player. So and this power play has been terrible.
And another big development too is, Mika got a haircut. So
that is
a haircut.
That might be
Mika,
bigger news.
JT Miller. Maybe this is really what we need.
That might be bigger news than Mika. Or than the JT Miller trade. He cut it. He's still long. I saw it's still long, but it's a little bit shorter. I don't know. What are like your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of it. I see the side of moving on from a guy like Hedel, who feels like when he's healthy, he has a ton of potential. Of course, I think the biggest thing is he obviously been healthy and kind of now entering like the prime of his career or in the prime of his career. JT Miller, age-wise, is kind of towards the end, but when you look at the numbers, this is a guy that's had 2 of the last 3 years has had his highest point seasons in his career. He had 99 points in 2022, has been a 30-plus goal scorer 3 years in a row. So statistically, he is right where you'd want him at his age, and obviously under contract. I look, I don't love it. I don't like it. I'm kind of, I don't know. I just think this team, I don't know if I'm going to sit here and say JT Miller is like the savior. You know,
Somebody called me an idiot.
he's got a ton of comments here.
That's Danny.
Going up. It's going up to like 113, right? In like 2 years.
Yeah, it's going up like pretty significantly, I think, in the next I saw like 4
like 96
years.
to like 103 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, really though. Overall I'd say I like it. Like I'm okay with it, but I'm not gonna sit here and say JT Miller's gonna now all of a sudden take this team over the top.
Yeah, I don't think like we'll see, man. I don't. I mean, it's. I think we just got to see what it is,
Yeah.
because he had some great years last couple of years, but who knows how he'll fit in with the team. I mean, I think the only players he's played with are Kreider and Zibanejad, so it's not really like he's been here already, but he hasn't really played with anyone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a play by ear scenario, but if he can, maybe he gets the more scoring to the offense. Maybe that kind of uplifts the team. But curious to see who he ends up playing with.
Yeah.
Who do you think he'll play with?
Probably.
Does he play with Brodzinski and Chris Kreider?
Throw him on the tomorrow. Do you just throw him on the Brzezinski Kreider line?
Jeez, I mean, I don't know who he's playing with in Vancouver, but he's coming here to play with those two guys. I don't think he's gonna be too thrilled.
I mean, either way, even if he, not really too many.
Let me ask you this question too. Like,
you could move him up and then move Mika back with Kreider, and I guess put him with Smith and Cooley, because if you want to keep the Trocheck Panarin line together with Love.
You don't think this team needed a winger though, more than a center?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is center wise. I mean, Mika hasn't been good. Trocheck's had a little bit of a rough year. We know what Hedl is, so center you could still consider a need, but yeah, I mean they haven't gotten production.
They needed a winger. I think like if they really wanted to go all in and get a player, they should went out and get a winger. I think. I mean, if you look at the wingers. I mean, Panarin's been okay. I mean, I've been upset with some of his, effort plays and some of his turnovers, but I think that besides him, it's just really no one. I mean, Lafreniere has been great. Cooley's cooled off, no pun intended, but
yeah,
Kakko's gone, so you don't have him anymore.
I mean, since Kakko left,
Smith has been whatever. Kreider bad. Kaliev hasn't really done much. I mean, freaking Johnny Brzezinski's a glorified AHL player. And that's just kind of going for the top nine. I think that the fourth line, I think, is good enough to win the Stanley Cup, that fourth line. I think that could be a fourth line in the Stanley Cup team.
So the fourth line's been phenomenal.
Yeah, like Edstrom, Carrick, I mean, Rempe or VC. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I know he had some comments, but even if you add him in, I think that's a great fourth line. So the Rangers don't have to worry about that. But as far as on the forward end, they're like a couple wingers short. Maybe maybe more than one, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I guess now they can't trade that first round pick because it's tied up, right? So either this year or next year. So I don't know what else they can do as far as adding winger depth, because I mean, we're being honest, these wingers in the top nine aren't Stanley Cup wingers.
No,
like, we don't. How many first line wingers do we have on the team? One.
Yeah, when Lafreniere's on,
or top six, not first line, because obviously
when Lafreniere's on, yeah, but since his contract, no,
they don't have any top six.
Riley Smith for rental.
Riley Smith is a good third line player. I think Kreider right now is an average third line player. He's an average third line winger. Lafreniere is playing like a third line winger. Like they don't have any top six wingers, not even first line wingers. Top six.
No, I mean that was the whole discussion in the offseason, was trying to find somebody to go play with Mika and Kreider. Of course, they've since split the two up, but it's been multiple off seasons now where they've tried to get help at the winger, and they've always kind of, I don't know, sold low, I guess, at that position. In terms of, I was just going back to the JT Miller trade here for a second. The locker room perspective, do you think it'll have any effect? Because I know going back, of course, with the Rangers, even now in Vancouver.
No, I don't think it will.
You don't think it'll be a problem?
I think
I
it's
don't think
more
so.
so maybe he didn't like Alain Vigneault. That's why he was traded out of New York originally. Who knows what the exact problem was? I think Tampa Bay just couldn't afford him
Hmm.
more so than if it was any problem. So I think that's why he went from Tampa to Vancouver. And then I think in Vancouver, it just seemed like it was just a personal problem with Pedersen. So
Yeah.
because it would have been more alarming. I mean, again, who knows like, exactly what the situation was, but if people were kind of coming out towards like saying, "Oh, this is Miller," it seemed like everybody in the team and the coaching was just kind of saying like it seemed like it was kind of both. Like both the guys were had a problem with each other. It wasn't like a one
Yeah.
sided thing. So that can be something where you can look at it as it was just a problem with Pedersen and it was just not going to work there.
Hmm.
So I don't think that's going to be a big problem. Even though this locker room is still, I mean, better than what it was a couple months ago, but still pretty,
And it's a pretty
fragile.
soft group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still pretty fragile.
They also get Eric Brandstrom and Jackson Dorrington in this deal too. So 2 defensemen.
I don't know if they're
Coming
NHL
over.
players. I'll look them up.
One of them is I
I've heard of
forget
Eric
who.
Brandstrom.
Yeah. By the way, I can let's see.
I mean, he's 26 or 25 years old, so he's still pretty young. He was a 15th overall pick in the same year that Hedo was drafted in 2017. He looks like I mean, doesn't score a lot. He's got 3 goals this year in 5 points or 8 points, 28 games. So I don't really know. I would have to do more research on him, but it seems like could be like a solid defenseman
Yeah.
as a sixth guy or a seventh defenseman. So, and the other guy, what would you say that guy's name was? Jackson.
Over,
How do you spell
over
it?
under um what is it, 5 games and then they extend them.
Oh,
Give him a little
both or just?
Borgen
I mean, I
treatment.
think the one guy's not an NHL player.
No,
But
the one the daring what was his name? I forget his name.
Brandstrom.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Brandstrom's in the NHL. Dorrington is.
Dorrington, like I'm trying to look him up. I don't. He must just be like a prospect. Yeah, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Jackson Dorkson seemed like he's a kid
I
that
couldn't
wanted
find
out.
anything on him earlier before we
Okay,
came
so
on.
he was a 6th-round pick 2 years ago. He's playing at Northeastern. He's got 10 points in 23 games. So I mean, that's kind of maybe it's just more of like a throw-in as a lateral move with Mancini. So maybe it could be like around what
Yeah.
Mancini is.
Kind of.
So
Yeah, be that prospect.
I don't know. He's like I said, 6th-round pick. So I guess there's really not. He doesn't really have that much upside. But I mean, Brandstrom is the
Well,
more
no,
of
he
the
may never
player.
play.
So I guess they add that. So they don't really. I still
This
know.
is like
I don't know, man. This is tough. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, you have what a month and like 7 days till the deadline, right? It's like the 7th of March.
Yep.
I
Pretty
think
close
right.
to Four Nations face off coming off of that break. By the
So
way, JT Miller jersey swap.
oh, you made
I've
that.
been
That's
waiting to
pretty.
do one of these.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
just
impressive.
made it now.
Those are probably all. I was gonna post that, and I was like, it's probably all over.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
post it too, and
Not
I'm like,
wasting my time when everybody like, oh, if first look at
yeah.
JT Miller in a New York Rangers
I wanted to
jersey.
throw it on. Wanted to throw it up on stream, but probably a waste of a tweet.
Yeah, but I think that now, I mean, we can kind of break down the team a little now and like what like. So you have Igor and Quick. That's obviously I think good enough to win a cup. That's fine. The goaltending you don't have to worry about. Like I said, the fourth line. If you keep VC, I think it's fine. Like, you don't have to worry about that. You have four
Yeah.
guys you can interchange. Granted, everyone stays healthy. Fox is obviously going to be here.
Sam Carrick better than Mika.
I think Lindgren is going to be here for the end of the year. So you're going to have Lindgren, Fox, Miller, and Borgen. And then Schneider, and I guess they're going to rotate in Vakanani and Branstrom. Yeah, I was looking at I was on just ignore. I was on my computer. I'm on like a monitor, so whatever. But yeah, so the defense core seems like it's mostly in place. Maybe they add one more thing at the deadline, but Depending on what this kid Brandstrom is, I don't really know anything. Like I'll look him up more later.
Yeah, just reading up on him a little bit. Seems like kind of like a good puck moving defenseman. 8 points on the year.
Yeah,
Hasn't
yeah.
played though since I don't know exactly why, but he hasn't played since December 31st. So
Let's
um,
see. Maybe he's hurt.
I don't
Just
know
going on
exactly why.
Puckpedia.
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's see. It usually says like injuries and stuff. Let's see. The Canucks actually have a lot of cap space.
Let's see.
Is he on the current roster? I don't think he is. He must be in the AHL.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's hurt. I don't know. I don't see him.
Doesn't say he's hurt.
I don't see. He
He
must not be on.
might
He
not
must
even
be.
be up.
Oh, dude, they already updated. He's on the Rangers. Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
I
but
was like, where the hell is he?
why? Still though, like
But,
why?
but it was. I think it still gives you like updates of like if you can look on his profile on like Puckpedia. So let's see where he is. Oh, he's not even on the Rangers roster. Okay. All right. I can't find this guy. Oh, here he is. He's
I don't know
also
why
a
everyone's talking
rental.
about this being the JT Miller trade. This is the Eric Brandstrom trade.
Okay, so he's a rental, $900,000. He's going to be an RFA next
Yeah, I think
year.
I think he's a restricted free agent right next year or after this season.
I'm trying to find if he had like any injuries this year. I can't really see anything.
Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't been. Let's see.
He was placed on waivers. Okay, so that's not not a great thing.
No.
It says
First round
Branson has
pick.
been. Yeah, I said that. Here's something. The 24th of December has been scratched in 5 straight games after being scratched for the last 8 games. Okay, so
That's not good. Yeah, in terms of just the roster stuff, and I think their bottom six has been great. Not even just the bottom six, really just that fourth line's been excellent. Edstrom, Carrick, Rempe, whoever's in that final spot has been great. You know, they win with Rempe, so whatever he provides, I think is just a bonus. It'll be interesting to see what they do on the power play. I mean, I wouldn't be against just straight up swapping Miller in for Mika because Mika hasn't done anything on the power play. The team as a whole hasn't done anything on the power play. So that would be the most logical thing to do, in my opinion. And then you just bump Mika down.
I don't know. I mean,
And then take Riley Smith or somebody like that off.
I haven't to be honest. I haven't seen we haven't seen a lot of him obviously because he's in Vancouver, So
Yeah.
I really don't. I know he gets a lot of points. I mean,
Yeah, he's got
points
35 points. He's just about almost a
well,
point
this
per game
year I
guy.
think obviously you can factor in the problems he's had. Maybe that is
Yeah,
a
and the trade
factor.
rumors.
Yeah. So I
He
mean,
is down statistically.
last year though, 103 points. That's
Yeah. Well,
pretty
yeah,
good.
and that's what I was saying too. Is you can look at this trade and say, oh, 3 centers over 30 now. They're all under contract long term. You move on from Hedel, who is younger and in the prime of his career. But when you look at Miller statistically and you look at what he's done, you watch him play the last couple of seasons. He looks very good. I mean, he's playing some of his best hockey he has. So,
Yeah.
I think this season you can understand why maybe the numbers are a little bit down just because of everything that's been happening. But that's the positive of it is it's not like he was 100-point player with the Rangers and now he's a 30-point guy, 40-point guy that you're trading for and you're banking on success that he had 4 or 5 years ago. No, you're trading for a guy that just put up a career high in points and goals and assists. Or no, actually, he had a career high in assists in 21-22, but
He had 99
career high in
right?
Yeah, 21-22, he had 99. His highest points in a season have come all with Vancouver over the last 6 years. 72, 99, 82, 103. And this year, let's say he gets the Rangers and has success, he can easily he could easily be over 80 points in a point per game guy because he's at 35 right now. Everything going on comes here, and if he can unlock something, which would be great. But that's really where you can look at this trade and be happy with it. Is just what he's been able to do. Yeah, he's 31. Yeah, he'll be 32. Yeah, he's under contract long term, but he's done some really good things recently. So
I just wonder like why Drury wanted him so bad.
yeah, you
You have
think
no
it? Do you
idea?
think this is like a I don't know. You think
Because he
this is?
doesn't
I
have good
don't want to say.
defensive metrics.
I
His
don't want to
defensive
say he's a.
stats aren't good. But I
Yeah,
guess you're not bringing him here to be good defensively. So
yeah. I don't want to say like it's a panic move, but you feel like this is like the last thing that he's got. Like he's already traded Truba, he's already traded Kako. They've extended Borgen. They've done so much this season. The team is still kind of eh. Like even that 10-game point streak, I think we both realize, all Rangers fan realize, if this team really wants to get into it and make a playoff spot and make a run, they're gonna have to win 6 to 7 to 8 in a row. They're kind of teetering this whole time. They're just kind of treading water. Like you feel like this was I don't want to say panic move, but like because panic move would kind of just be made right away. This was something that's been developing for a while, but I don't know, like the last grasp in a way for Drury to try and get something to click, especially after last year's deadline kind of fell flat in a way. Maybe that could be a reason why,
I don't
or
know.
he just feels he's a huge upgrade, which he can be if he's playing at a high level. I mean, him at his best is definitely better than Heedle. You're getting an upgrade there.
Dude,
But then again, is it enough though? That's the biggest thing. Is he enough to take this team from where they are now out of a wild card to, let's be honest, anything less than a Stanley Cup is still a failure. So that's where you also got to put into that aspect of the trade is, will that actually happen? I don't know. Probably not, for being honest.
I don't know. Kind of scares me though that this team could be bad. Drury could get fired. Coach Laviolette could get fired. And then you're stuck with his contract though. So I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the long term, this team could be bad, but now we have all these old veterans under contract. So it could turn into a disaster. But
Yeah. Oh, it could be a disaster. I mean, it's gonna be a disaster. If they miss the playoffs this year or just get bounced in the first round, it's gonna be a disaster because you're gonna have all these contracts, you're gonna have a new GM, new coach coming in, and you're gonna have to deal with figuring out what you're gonna do with these contracts, plus finding a way to get some young talent in here, more young talent in here. In a way, you're gonna have to find it like kind of bottom out.
Dude, R.I.P. the kid line.
Yeah, you make a point.
Is Lafreniere next?
Imagine that. Extend him and then trade
They
him.
extended what, a year or two ago, and he's already gone.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what was the post earlier they had on Heedle? There was a post.
who?
Like a Rangers Twitter post.
Was there one?
Yeah, I think Danny wrote in here. What do you write? Maybe not. Look at the Heedle graphic the Rangers made 3 hours ago. It might not even be up anymore. Did they delete it? No, yeah, it's not even up. Unless if it's not on Twitter. Oh, yeah, it is. Ready for tomorrow. It's like their keys. This is it.
Jeez. Yeah, they're gonna take that down.
For us, we've got to get as many points as we can.
Let's see what the comments say.
And it's not even like this was a surprising trade either. Why would they put Heedle up when they?
Yeah. Damn, he had some good. He had a good playoff run that one year.
Yeah.
2022. He was good. He was a good playoff player.
Oh no, yeah, Heedle was a good Ranger. The biggest thing, unfortunately, was just injuries got in the way. If he was healthy, he would have been awesome. It would have been
what's
great.
crazy
You don't
about
even
this
think
is
about this trade, but
he'll never get hurt again. Watch.
Yeah, it's possible. I guess we're out of 10. What are your thoughts? Like if you had to grade it out of 10,
like 5.
Yeah, I'm kind of there. Maybe like a 5.5. I like it more than I hate it or don't like it.
Yeah, more so on the meter of that. Well, if I had to give like a letter grade to it, you're saying, or like how do I feel about it, like 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10. Well, I mean, letter grade is.
I don't know. Well, the letter grade wouldn't be the same. The trade's probably like a C+ for me. But as far as like 1 to 10, like 10 being really excited, 1 being like I hate the trade, I'm just dead middle.
Yeah.
It sucks that you get like a
We
guy.
have to see. We have to see what it is. We have to see what this team
Yeah.
looks like. We have to see if this really can be a move that I don't necessarily want to say puts them over the top because they could
This
potentially
team's
make
bad.
more, but a move where it helps them get rolling, get into a playoff spot, and then
I mean, okay, so
going to the Four Nations face off, at least
look,
winning maybe.
just look at
I
the
don't
team
know.
from last year and you like let me know what you think. Like, okay, first line's the same
Yeah.
exact, right? The second line is we'll say Miller is going to be the second line. So the second line was Zibanejad, Rosslyn, and Kreider.
Yeah.
I guess the second line now is Cooley, Miller,
Smith.
and Smith.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
And then the third line last year was
Fourth line's definitely better. I mean,
well, fourth line's yeah, I think the fourth line's better. And then so
yeah.
the second line or third line was Heedle saying he was healthy when he played well at the end.
Yes.
Heedle, Cooley, and Kako. Now it's Zibanejad, uh, Kreider, and I guess Kaliev would be the guy, and more likely than not.
Yeah.
Would you say that's better than
Kaliev
last year?
hasn't done much.
I actually think
Neither.
the other line is better. The Heedle, Cooley,
Yeah.
and Kako, like by far.
Yeah. I agree. Especially
And I
Cooley in the
mean,
playoffs last year.
how many young guys do they
Very
have on the
good.
team now? It's like is
Oh yeah, yeah. You make a point. We went in early in the season when they were doing really, really bad, and we talked about the one positive was they had a lot of young pieces, and little by little here, you've moved on now from
2.
to Cooley and Lafreniere have cooled off, but they're still here. I
Besides
expect
them,
them
though, I
still to be
mean,
here long
currently
term.
everyone on that roster is pretty old.
Yeah. I mean, your fourth line guys, like I think Edstrom could be a piece,
Well, yeah,
but
I
he's
think
not
they're
going to be a
fourth.
guy that can turn the franchise
They're
around.
going to be good fourth line players. So,
Yeah, they're
but
good.
that's not a deal breaker, I think.
No, it's not.
So, I mean, I guess you
I
have
mean,
like.
Schneider's solid.
Well, I'm saying more on the forward side. I mean, I think
Yeah,
you have
and then you have Pro
because
come up,
our
but
defensemen are all young.
they'll
They
probably
don't
play
have
him on the fourth
the
line.
Rangers don't have any old defensemen on the team.
No,
They're all like in their mid to late 20s.
yeah. I mean, Lindgren, he plays like he's 45.
Yeah,
but
he plays old. I guess. Yeah. No, I think Vakanainen, he looks old just because he's bald, but I think he's like 24.
yeah, how old is
I
Vakanainen?
think he's pretty young. I think he's 25, maybe. Maybe he's 25 or 26.
Yeah, 26.
Okay, that's still young. Yeah. So all
Yeah.
their defensemen are young ish.
Yeah.
Not like young, like rookies, but they're
Young,
still
prime. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're in good spots. They're not old. They're not
Yeah,
washed. I mean, Lindgren's washed, but he's not.
I guess as far as the young-ish forwards, they have to have the
You got rid of
system.
him in Trouba, basically. You're old.
You have Perot, Othman, Berard.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of those kids get called up soon if they're not really liking what they're getting out of Kaliev.
You think Berard gets called back up?
I don't know. It depends.
Or if they just keep winning, you just keep rolling empty.
I think I'd like. I think I'd probably call him. I'd rather him play than Kaliev.
Yeah. Kaliev hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I just
That
think
was
that
kind of just
he
a
doesn't
flyer.
he doesn't mesh well with Kreider. I think if you played him like someone like Panarin, I think you get a lot out of him. But he's not a third line player. I think if he's going to be effective, he's going to play in the top 6 because he's not a good skater. So I think you need him to play with someone who can possess the puck, make passes, get him the puck because he can't do it himself. I think he's pretty much a non-factor on the third line. Like I said, with someone like Kreider, especially now that they don't have any speed in that line because Miller's not fast.
Especially where Kreider's at.
So what I would do now, I think, is get speed and I'd pull up Berard.
Yeah, Berard was very good. I think we were all pretty, not really surprised, but disappointed they got sent
But
back.
I just
down.
like the thing that keeps coming back to my head is that Brzezinski is one of their options in the third line, and he's barely an NHL player.
Brzezinski, yeah.
So again, we'll see what the finished product is in a month. when the deadline comes around. But I mean, are they banking on Gabe Perreault legacy run in the playoffs this year? Is he coming up?
If they're gonna bring up Gay Pro, well, I mean more specifically next year, but
I give him a tryout.
they
Though.
better can't go through this thing again with Pro. You play him top 6 and for 10
Th-
games, and they send him down and bury
This is
him.
what they should do, though. If they're in like the running for the playoffs, he'll come around late March. If I mean, but BC's like the best team, so they'll probably be there to the end, which sucks. Not for him, but for the Rangers. So say you get him early, you get him like early to late March. You have 1 or 2 weeks that you can kind of try him out, I think, and see if he can play.
Get him adjusted to the NHL game a little bit.
And if he can't, you just send him down to Hartford, and he can play a couple of games there, depending if the season's still going on. If not, next year he plays fully with the Rangers.
Yeah.
But I think now is the time that they need to. I think what I would do, well, they're not going to do it. I'd send down Brzezinski. If he gets claimed, he gets claimed. I'd send down Kaliev. If he gets claimed, he gets claimed. And I'm bringing up Berard, and I'm bringing up Othman.
Yeah. One thing I really like about Berard is he puts pucks to the net, and that's more than what this team needs.
Plays with speed. That's why I like him.
Yeah. More of a north and south game as opposed to east west. I hope you're right, Jim. I hope we look back on this and say Vancouver got fleeced, but I don't know. I don't really think anybody can.
I'll be honest.
I think it'd be a win-win. I mean, if Mancini turns out to be a good, solid defenseman for them, and Hedl health like maybe kind of clears up a little bit, they can.
I think this is my view. I think if Hedl stays healthy, the Rangers got fleeced. I don't want anything bad to happen. Obviously, great players.
Some players are just like that, though. It's just the way they are.
If he ends up getting hurt, something happens to him, then But again, I don't want that to happen. A good guy, like really good player, but if something happens to him, I guess the Rangers would win the trade because he's not able to play. But I think he's definitely future-wise better than Miller. I mean,
100%. I mean, you're talking about a guy in his 20s as opposed to a guy going to be 32 in about a month. Enjoy that locker room cancer, Rangers fans. Maybe it's something the locker room needs, a little kick in the balls. You ever think about that? Like maybe the locker room needs.
It can't get any worse. So
yeah, but maybe they need a guy that's going to be a little.
Hey, listen.
I don't know.
Miller's
not inside those walls, but it's a soft locker room. It's a sensitive locker room. Maybe this team needs somebody that's going to be a little rough around the edges to kind of wake them up a little bit. Because look, they're professional athletes at the end of the day. Like Mika, all these guys, sick and tired of them. No accountability. Always making excuses. Always being so like down and out of it. Like whenever somebody in the media says something, they're always hearing about it and they're complaining. All this stuff and. That Mika clearly lost confidence there for a while. Like maybe they need a guy that's going to come in here and be, I don't know, a little bit, like I said, rough around the edges, where kind of wakes him up a little bit. Maybe look, that's the positive angle from it, but the other side is he comes in here and doesn't do anything, and the locker room just stays how it is. But what were you going to say? I know I kind of cut you off.
No, I was just going to say that. I mean, if he comes in and it kind of takes. Turn for the worse this year. I guess we can get Higgins still.
Yeah.
But
that's the point is this is like I said too, I think this is Drury kind of pushing his last chips in the middle. Like if it fails, he's not going to be here. So it doesn't matter. Like all these contracts for him, it doesn't matter because he's not going to have to figure out these contracts.
A lot of GMs would still realize that and then kind of wouldn't make a big move.
Yeah.
At this magnitude, where he knows that this is it. I give him credit for trying something. I mean,
100%. I mean, this is it, and that's I think his mindset too is like, if this thing doesn't work out, he's not going to be here long term with Hedl. He's not going to be here with Mancini, to either have those guys here long term or whatever. Use those guys as trade bait down the road. Like this is it. He's got to go all in. This is all he can do because it's not going to be his job to figure out the future of this team if this team doesn't go anywhere. And you've got to try something. You have to. whether it's going to work or not. I mean, hindsight 2020, they wasn't going to happen last year, but you just wish not JT Miller specifically, you just wish maybe a move of this magnitude would have happened last year, but I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? I don't know. I think we're all as Rangers fans in kind of we talked about this on the podcast yesterday. We're all kind of in like a weird spot. The team, they're playing better. They're still not good enough. Like if this team would go into the playoffs right now, there's a good chance they get destroyed, but they're not bad. They're mediocre. That's the best way to put it. They're mediocre. They're not bad enough to tank for like James Higgins right now, but they're not good enough where they were last year to really feel good about them going deep in the playoffs and maybe making a cup run. They're in the middle, and at least you get a clear vision now, because we talked about that too. Like the worst thing that could happen is they don't do anything, right? We said that yesterday. If you come off the Four Nations face-off, you have a couple games before the deadline. The worst thing you could do is just stand pat at the deadline and not do anything. You've got to show a clear vision, whether you move on from some other pieces or you make a trade for a JT Miller and try and go one last run with this core all in, because if it fails, everybody's gone and you're restarting anyway in 25 and 26. So at least they choose that vision, and they chose that lane, and that's where they're going. And I think as a Ranger fan, you've got to be happy with that or fine with that, because
at
least they're not directionless right now. At least there's a direction they're trying to go in.
There's still a part of me. I mean, obviously, again, like we said, his injury history is unpredictable, but still kind of sucks losing. I was about to say JT Miller, Phil Petal.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, anytime you lose especially somebody like him, where it feels like, unfortunately, just injuries. It was just the injuries. It was nothing developmental or anything. It was just injuries. He's a very good talent, very good hockey player, very good center. Just unfortunately, injuries kind of derailed him, which is unfortunate. Anytime, a homegrown guy that doesn't quite pan out. For other reasons, even more so than Kakko, where they just kind of messed him up. Where they just
how many first round picks are still left on the team? Like,
yeah, it's funny. I was looking at that before. We came on. It's ugly.
Since 2017, Hegel's gone, Anderson's gone.
Yeah,
Lundqvist is gone. Krasov is gone. So you still have Miller. Yeah. Kakko's gone. I mean, I guess they have the rest, right? You still have Loff, Schneider, Hoffman, Emery, and Perot. But prior to 2020, you have one first-round pick left.
I mean, there's a good chance. There's a good chance that 2018 class, the entire first round, is going to be gone after this year, though, with Miller.
Yeah, that's 6 first-round picks. 6 out of the 7 first-round picks since 2019 are gone.
Yeah.
Because they had 2 in 17, 3 in 18, 1 in 19. Oh, that's 6. So 5 out of the 6 are gone.
And then 2 in 20. Both are here still.
Yeah, so
Hoffman and none in. They didn't have any in 22.
Yeah, 22 was in like the cop deal.
Yeah, and then it was Perot and EJ Emery was like 30th this year overall, or 24. Yeah. You wonder, just looking back on it, right? You go back to the letter, if they would have hit on one of Kakko, Hoffman, because like Lafreniere he's not number one overall.
He's not. Yeah, he's not a super. Like if they got like a superstar,
yeah, you would have liked to. Kakko and Lafreniere, they were the two back-to-back years, especially Lafreniere. Like that really wasn't supposed to happen, but you get him. If one of those guys was a superstar, you probably have a cup, but they've been good.
Just imagine if it was it was kind of like the Malkin Crosby year, where you had a bunch of good players on this team, and you added like a Malkin one year and Crosby the next year. I mean, I guess the stars didn't really align though. I mean, for whatever reason, whether it's they're just not as good as they were drafted as, or the Rangers kind of stunted the development.
I think the Rangers screwed. I mean, you could say it both ways with Kako. He got chances. It was probably never going to work out here, even if they held on to him. It was probably best for both sides to move on, but
I think their upsides were
he was the
definitely.
furthest thing from this team's biggest problems.
I
That's
think
the
they're
biggest thing
yeah.
I could
I think
say.
those two guys' upsides were definitely hurt by not getting a lot of early playing time and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't think they have like an elite top 5, top 10 player in them. I think they get a bunch of playing time early in their careers. I think they'd probably be like a point of game players around.
Yeah. Let's see. What a joke Canucks are. Into a 3-game winning streak and starting to click again. Then trade Miller, probably the best player. So that's 2 of 3 think that the Canucks made a mistake.
It seems like the Ranger fans don't like him though, and then the Canucks fans.
Yeah, it's weird. It
like
feels like
him.
both fan bases are kind of on the deal.
Let's
Each
see.
fan base is telling the other fan base that they won the deal, but neither fan base feels really that way.
Like I mean,
I don't know what fan this
like we
guy is,
said, I
but
mean, he's
obviously
he's
not a
probably a
Ranger
Canucks
fan.
fan.
Maybe a Canucks
The other
fan
guy,
or
both of them are probably Canucks
no.
fans.
Yeah, this guy might be. I don't know. He probably is. But both Canucks, I mean, this guy definitely a Canucks fan. This Jim, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like I don't know, if you're a Canucks fan out there, like we said, like Hedo's a good player.
Yeah, Hedo's solid. Mancini played a couple games. He's an
Hedel,
unknown, but he's got upside. I mean, just like all of
Hedel
them.
though, like he's more the bigger part of the deal. He's a great skater, speed,
Yeah,
great
push
hands.
play north and south. Yeah,
Yeah, really good skater with the puck. He's a
need
good.
finish. He needs to work on finishing.
He's not. Yeah, he's not a great. If he
Not a
could
great
learn how to
finisher.
finish, he could score 30 goals. I think.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy and finish, very good player, and will be a lot
Yeah.
better than JT Miller will be here ever. But only time will tell with that. Like if Hedo has what Kako is doing and Kraken, if he has that outbreak, he's going to be insane. Because I think a Hedo outbreak is
Hedel
greater
is, I think, better than he's better than I think Miller or better than
Kako.
Kako and Lafreniere.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that he has something that they don't have, which is an elite trait, which is speed. He's got elite speed. I mean, and he can stick handle too. But again, like we said, it gets hurt a lot. So
Yeah. So I guess my question to you would be, and I'll ask myself this too. Going into today, leaving today, of the Rangers, I guess kind of that's the grading of the trade, right? 5 out of 10. You feel like the Rangers cup odds have dropped, or have kind
I
of
mean,
stayed?
we can probably look it up. Let's see.
No, I mean,
As far as what I
shouldn't say
think, though,
I mean, yeah, opinion wise, not really what the actual odds say. Like opinion, do you feel better about their chances or same? I feel
I
slightly
mean,
better,
I
but
think he's better than Hedel by like
he's
a
better
good
than he.
margin.
Yeah.
By a good margin. But again,
It's
his
just, is
age,
he
his
the biggest
contract, is
contract,
honestly,
and
I guess if you
is
look
this
at it
team
as a
really
right
one?
now move, I think it's a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely a better team, but it's more of a future move where because like we've been talking about uncertainty about management and stuff. So.
It's more the future move, and you still wonder. It's an upgrade, but is it enough to take this team and get over the top? Because at the end of the day, if the power play still stinks, and maybe it gets better if they put Miller on it. But if the power play still stinks, if Kreider doesn't start playing better, if Mika doesn't start playing better, Miller's not going to be able to mask all those problems. So, even Trocheck, he's got to play better too. Trocheck though is a little bit different because he's going to bring physicality. He's going to bring it every night. A little bit different than Mika and Kreider, where some nights you're going to notice Trocheck even if he's not playing well. Mika and Kreider will just straight up disappear because they don't provide anything if they're not really scoring or if Kreider's not getting tip-ins.
The Rangers' odds are not on.
Did the odds increase or
they took them down to make the playoffs? I think the Stanley Cup odds are around the same, but to make the playoffs, the odds are not up. So
that's not good. What site is that again? I always forget.
But this one I just pulled up like DraftKings.
Money Puck. That's it.
Oh, Money Puck? That probably didn't change. I have Money Puck open, actually.
Let's see. 46.7% chance to make the playoffs.
I think that's what it was this morning.
By the way, and if anyone wants to call in, the link is posted. I could post it again. Any other comments, too, you could post in the comments section. But in Money Puck. Let's see. So
it didn't change. I actually was looking this morning. It hasn't updated actually. It said like an update last night or this morning, but
yeah, they got a 3% chance at Cup. Where's Vancouver's
I
odds?
mean, we'll as I feel like for every team you like and root for, we'll buy in. We'll be all excited
Yeah,
tomorrow to see
buy
him.
100%. We'll be all in. We'll be doing our playoff first round preview. We'll buy in, especially if they go on a heater and get rolling here, and maybe they don't even get the second wild card, but maybe get the first wild card if they really get
It's just
going,
like I keep going
which
back
is
to it. Like
possible
it's just
because
that like the future of this team looks pretty scary.
yeah, but it's worth it if they win the cup, right?
It is. It is. I mean, there's going to be a lot of years of bad hockey, but
When does JT Miller get the cup if they win?
JT. But I was reading up, he's good friends with Trocheck, so Trocheck whenever he gets it, so maybe like fifth, depending on where you think Trocheck gets it.
Trocheck. Yeah, depending on when Trocheck. It'll be probably Kreider first. Kreider definitely giving it to Mika, right?
Yeah, and then Mika probably gives it like to Igor.
Yeah, good trade for Rangers. One of the best centermen in the NHL and a proven winner, but a big loss for the Canucks.
I mean, proven winner. I don't know about that. He isn't on the cup, right?
No, but it's good centerman.
You know what though? He has played. The last time he's played a Stanley Cup Finals game,
I think he's won a cup.
He hasn't. He hasn't.
No,
But the last
he
time
was there
played,
before the two-peat. Yeah,
listen, the last time he's played in a Stanley Cup Finals game was with the New York Rangers. So he has played in a Stanley Cup Final game.
That's another thing too. Is he knows the market. He knows he's going to understand the pressure. He's going to understand down the stretch here what this team needs to do. And we haven't mentioned.
And I guess
that
maybe
yet, there is something to that.
The shock of getting traded somewhere isn't as big because he's been here, he's lived here, he knows the area, right? So he can probably find a place to live.
Knows the team, knows the market, knows when they get to the playoffs, he's not going to just disappear. Hopefully, just doesn't disappear because of the pressure. He understands.
You know what? I actually want to look that up right now.
What fans are going to expect.
You think his stats are good in the playoffs?
With the Rangers or like overall?
Just in general. I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where the hell are the playoff stats? Oh, no, that's not it. Where are the playoff stats? All right, here. Okay, so last year in 13 games, he had 8 points. Or 12 points. Okay, wow. That's pretty good, actually.
Didn't he have like that? What game was that? Was that game?
He was over a point a game.
Was that game 6 against the Lightning in 2015 where what was it, 7-3? Didn't he have a goal in that game? Like he had a huge game. He had like a 4 or 5 point game or something. I remember.
He had 8 points in 19
games.
He had 8 points in 19 games that year, and then the year they went to the finals, he had 2 points in 4 games.
Yeah. He didn't play much that year.
He had 3 points in the 5-game series against the Penguins, and then that deep run against in the second year of, or not the second year, 2016-17. So yeah, the second year was advantage he had 3 points in 12 games. It's not great. And then when he got traded to Tampa, he had 8 points in 17 games. 2 points in the 4-game series.
I don't really think he did anything in that Penguins series, right?
Which one?
The one after the Lightning year, 2016.
When they lost in 5, yeah, he only 3 and 5.
Okay.
He's pretty good on faceoffs too. He's like 60% or 55%.
Rangers have been one of the better faceoff teams. That is something this team has come around on.
He's 58%. That's got to be like top 5 in the league. Let's see. He's got to be like top 5 in the league at that.
Let's see. Out of the guys that actually,
I think Trocheck's like 1 or 2 as well.
Yeah, Trocheck's 59.9, and then JT Miller's 58.6. He is.
Where's that rank?
Well, to be honest, let's see.
Among like qualified people.
Yeah, qualified, so it's tough. Let me see if I could put the settings on here because there's a ton of 100%, but that's because these guys.
I think the app on the phone categorizes it by people that, like, I guess, certain amount of face-offs. So I can pull it up. He is.
But either way, he's like 4 spots behind Trocheck, like 5 spots.
He's 7th. So we have the number 3 and number 7.
That's good. Top 10.
And Zibanejad's pretty high up there too. Wow. Zibanejad's 38th. Carrick is 30th. So we have all of our 4 centers are top 40 in faceoff percentage. So all of them are above 52%, which is pretty good. And Heedle was like 47%. Heedle was terrible in faceoff.
Especially where they were.
Yep. So, I mean, I still think this team needs another winger. I mean,
yeah.
Who's even like available? I mean, they're not getting Brock Nelson. First off, the Islanders have won like a ton of games in a row.
They're up. They're ahead of us now.
The Rangers, yeah, they passed the Rangers.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The Islanders always do this though. Then they're gonna make the playoffs and they'll lose in 5 in the first round. They'll get like smoked against Carolina.
So here are some like players that realistic, I guess, for the deadline. I mean, Pettersson, he's not coming to the Rangers. So that's okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say Pettersson, pair him and JT Miller.
That'd be so funny. But no.
Imagine that. That would just be like.
Well, first off, he's a center though, so they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Brock Nelson plays center. They're not going to trade him to the Rangers, and plus, like you said, they'll probably make the play. It'll probably be the Rangers and the Islanders get their wild cards. Brock Besser. I don't know if the Rangers will trade again with Vancouver.
Yeah.
I guess they could trade with Vancouver, because I guess they could trade that first round pick to them. They could just give them both the first round
would
picks.
Probably be like the top one. Feels like.
Trent Frederick.
Assuming
I would like Trent Frederick from the Bruins. He's a tough kid.
Boston. Yeah.
They need a winger though.
The only thing is, would they trade with a team that's fighting?
If they think they're out of it, yeah, I think they would.
They would, yeah. But that's the only question, I guess.
They need a winger though. I don't like the market is not very.
No, it's not very dense.
A lot of the guys re-signed over the summer, like Vetrano, Bushnevich, where people were kind of looking at those guys to be top guys at the deadline, but maybe there'll be more people that you just don't expect, or I don't know. They need a big time winger though, I think.
Yeah.
You think Miller plays tomorrow?
I don't know. He definitely played Vegas. You think they just?
Well, who's gonna play? I guess Callahan will play.
Yeah.
And Brzezinski.
Jeez.
Brzezinski, Kaliev.
That screams like 4-1 loss.
Oh, dude,
on the road. They never win road afternoon games. They never do. Especially against the Capitals.
Brzezinski, Kaliev, and Kreider. That'll be a third line tomorrow.
Miller better play tomorrow, actually. It's going to be such a waste of time. That's a typical 4-1 loss.
I think they should have done this. They should have done this trade earlier, so they could get he's got to play. He's got to play. He's 100% got to play.
Well, that's what's funny, but that's the thing. They're in these big games. Like they've got 2 of their next 3 against Boston. You want them out there. That's what I've been saying all year, though. They've had a couple long breaks this year where they could have made moves and they didn't make them. Like even the
why wasn't it done yesterday? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it should have been done yesterday, or even they should have done Wednesday. What was the holdup? Yeah, the timing of it's not good. Friday night before a 3:30 day game in Boston the next day. Yeah, it's not good.
He has to play.
He's had 2 days off.
I mean, listen, what's the flight time from? I mean, well, he's got to get his equipment sent and everything. He's
taking a private jet, so it will be.
He could play. I mean, dude, listen, he's got his equipment with him.
He could come in tonight.
Listen, the Rangers probably have extra socks, and it probably takes 2 seconds to make that. Like put Miller on the back of his jersey. Yeah. Here's a question:
what number is he wearing? On the back of his jersey already.
What number is he wearing? Can't wear 10. Can't wear 9.
Can't wear 9. I don't know. What's
19? Can't wear 19.
Who's wearing what? Who's who right now? He could wear 19 if
he can't wear 19 though. It's retired.
That's true.
Same as 9. That's retired. 10 is Panarin. Maybe Panarin gives him his number. Imagine.
Smith's 91. Panarin gave him 10.
Panarin gives him 10. Maybe 12. Isn't it number 12?
No, it's just Lafreniere's 13. Trocheck's 16. No.
Let's see. I'm gonna go through all those.
Oregon's 17, right? Yeah. I'm so bad with numbers. That's one of my weakest points as a sports fan.
You can't wear 9. You can't wear 19. You can't wear 10. Let's see. He wore 12 when he was in the AHL for the Rangers. I think he's gonna wear 12. That's my prediction.
12, yeah. You
Or
can't
he
wear,
comes in at, what if you were wait, what if,
either. You can't wear 1, 2, or 3.
what if he wears 72? What if he wears 8?
Imagine.
What if he wears 8? Takes Trouba's number.
To see on the jersey.
I hope he takes 8. I'm rooting for 8.
Imagine if he takes 79 from Keandre Miller. And we're all thinking, actually, it's really not hard.
Dude, he's taking 8.
8. I could see it. Just go -1. Can't go to 10, so might as well subtract 1.
Yeah, he can't go up 1. Can't go. I mean, well, he was 10, right, with the Rangers.
Yeah,
I think he's number 12. I have a feeling he wears number 12.
yeah, because 7's taken, 9's taken.
Well, he can't wear 7 and 6 are. Well, 6. I guess he could wear 6.
He could wear 6. Can't wear 7. That's retired. Can't wear 11. Can't wear 10. Panarin. Could
There's
wear.
No way Jones will give up his number though. He's gonna be like, screw you. I'm just gonna.
Could wear 72.
72 won't be as funny because he's not wearing that.
8 look fine on him though. He's not a big. He's never worn big numbers. He's not like a high number guy.
It's gonna be It's gonna be below 20, I think. And we kind of are like 16.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Right?
16.
Oh,
yeah, Trocheck.
15 is 15 available.
15's not taken. I don't think so.
I don't think it's retired either.
No. The only teen retired is 19, I believe, because
11.
Messier is 11. Yeah, but teen number. Yeah, no. Other than 16, Trocheck.
Who wears 14?
13, Lafreniere. 14, I don't think is anybody. He could wear 14.
Because 18 is Vakanainen,
18 is Vakanainen, 17
Borgen.
I believe Borgen wears 17, yeah. He can't wear 4.
19 was, I think, Rattel. He's retired.
Yeah, 19's Rattel. 7's Jabber. 2 is Leach, right?
That's like 2. 3 is like Howell. 2
yeah.
I think there's 2 19s. I think.
And there's 1's retired. Obviously, Ricker's 35. Not that he would wear 35.
They have 2 11s and 2 3 or 2 9s retired.
Yeah.
Graves and Bathgate.
Bathgate.
And then Howell, I think, is 3. Yakman's 1.
Leach 2. Jabber 7. Messier and then Ricker. Well, Messier 11, Ricker 35.
Maybe Lundqvist gives him an okay. He wears 30.
30.
Imagine that. He's going to wear 12, though. I think he's going to wear 12.
I don't know. I actually can see him wearing 8.
Dude, that would be
not
so
for Trouba.
fun.
It's just like, not for Trouba, just because 9, right? Maybe just go and say.
Well, he wore 10, right? That was the number, right?
Yeah,
with
10. Panarin's got that. So then just subtract 1 as opposed to adding.
No, but I think he might have went right down to 9 with the.
Hear me out. He wore 10 his first stint. This is now his second stint. 10 minus 2, 8.
Yeah. I mean, because he wore 10 with the Rangers. His number's 10, I guess. Then he went and then kept 10 with Tampa.
Yeah,
and 9. I guess somebody was wearing 10 maybe.
In Vancouver?
So he went to 10 and 9. He wore 47 for like a year, actually, with the Rangers.
Let's see. Who wears 10 in Vancouver?
I guess you would have to go at that time.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, because there's no 10s right now. There is an 8. Garland wears 8. Let's see. Are there any 72s right now in Vancouver? No. So
he's not wearing 72. That was a joke. But like 8.
No, I'm saying for Hedl going to Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. No, he'll keep 72.
There's no 72s. And I don't think anybody there's retired 72. I don't know. I don't know the Canucks history that well. So,
Let's
Who's
see.
JT going to fight first in the Rangers locker room?
Nobody wore 10 actually when he went to Vancouver. Oh
Vancouver
no.
just chose.
Wait. Yeah, I don't think anybody wore 10. He just chose a 9. Unless it's retired. Okay, maybe it's retired. I don't know. Wait, it could be retired. I don't know if like if I don't think
Maybe Miller fights Mika first because if he takes his spot on the power play,
yeah, that's true. Those odds
he
are pretty
gets
high, right?
yeah. Tempers flare.
Punches Mika right in the face.
Imagine that. It wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. Might actually do this team some
Did
good.
one of the Sedins wear 10?
Most physicality they've shown all year.
I'm trying to figure out what numbers they have retired. Oh, okay. Oh, Pavel Bure was 10. That's why.
Oh.
I thought he was 9 for a reason.
Wasn't Sedin like 33 and
yeah,
22
no, they were like
or something?
They were 33.
They were like I know they had the same. They were the same numbers, like 3-3-2-2 or something like that.
So yeah, so Bure wore
I'm
10.
gonna go 8. I think he wears 8.
I'm gonna say 12. So you're going up 1. I'm going.
We should do goal picks for this. 8 and 12.
You're going down what number? And
I'm going down 1. I'm going. He stays in the
Tech-
single digits.
Technically, I'm going up 1 number, right? Because the first.
Yeah, he
number
can't wear
up
10. Can't wear 11.
You're going the first number down available. I'm going the first number up available.
Yeah. You probably Wait, he wore 9 in Tampa.
He wore 9, or no, he wore 10. His number is 10, right? But Vancouver had it retired because Pavel Bure.
Yeah, so maybe he's just a double-digit guy then.
To 12. All right, you say 8, now say 12. I think it's gonna be 12 because I found a picture of him with the Hartford Wolfpack wearing 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we got inside information here.
He did wear 47 though for a couple games with the Rangers. So
let's see. Hold on.
Take that as you want.
Who was the last Ranger to wear 12?
Patrick Nemeth?
Might be.
Or
what was
Gauthier?
Was he 15?
I think he changed to 12. I think he changed to 12 when they got rid of Nemeth.
He might have.
What is he? You think he's still in the league? He is still in the league. All right, where is he at?
Yeah, let's see. Islanders.
He played 1 game for the Islanders this year.
Islanders, yeah, 1 game. He played 27 last year for them. Actually, had 9 goals. He had 5 goals.
He wore 12 originally, and he gave it.
Yeah, and then I think he switched. Yeah,
15.
Julian Gauthier.
So I guess Nemeth is the last number 12 that the Rangers have.
Technically, yeah.
Fun fact for people that want trivia, I think.
We delivered all on this show. Trivia, analysis.
I'm like 99% sure Patrick Nemeth which one, or 9 to 12. He did. Yes.
What if he channels like Judge and just goes 99?
He can't wear 99.
What if he goes out there and I don't know.
That probably would be the number he probably would want to wear, but he can't. Maybe he wears 100. First player.
Give him double zeros.
He's gonna wear 12. I'm telling you.
Where'd you find the picture of him wearing 12 in Hartford?
I'll send you it.
All I'm seeing is 10.
Just look up, dude. I looked up JT Miller, and it's like the first picture that comes up.
Really? I looked up JT Miller Hartford Wolfpack, and I can't find it.
I think they were called the Whale back then. Or the Whalers. Here it is. I found it. I sent it to you. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I see it now. 12. Hey, he wore. Looks like when he was on. Like the USA Juniors. I don't know exactly what this was, but he was 28. You want to throw that one in? Yeah, that was the pick I just saw.
28. Okay, that last Rangers 28 might have been Dominic Moore. Rangers legend.
What would be the most shocking number for you? Like, what's a random number that he could pick that you're just not expecting?
64.
64.
Any number in the 50s?
I think anything in the 50s. I think anything in like the 50s to 70s.
I can't see the 40s either. I mean,
Yeah, 40s.
40 through like 50. 40s and the 50s aren't hockey numbers.
Let's see. JT Miller to New York for a bag of pucks. Vancouver is dust. It's the Oilers Cup year. The East is done. Let's go Oilers.
So it's a double insult.
Hockey database page would have been easier to find it that way. Yeah, but we like to do some deep undercover analysis here. Yeah, we deep dives. That's what we do. Deep dives.
Hey, we found it the same way. Okay.
I don't see any other Rangers fans pulling up Hartford Whaler pictures of JT Miller 15 years ago.
I mean,
oh, here we go. More comments. Keep pouring them on. If anybody wants to call in too, I'll post a link again. Metro getting busy, folks, on Sportsnet Radio saying they're hearing George Stan to Columbus with Kane. Kane linked to the Devils? Huh.
I mean, Kane is washed. I don't think they should do that, but
imagine Kane though to the Devils playing the Rangers in the first
round. Oh my god! And he scores like 3 goals in the first 2 games.
Yeah, 2-0, hey, I take it though. I take the 2-0 turnaround.
Yeah, they don't have this. They won't have
good work. Thank you, John. NY is turning the ship around. Hopefully they are turning the ship around. I hope you're right. I hope JT Miller is a beast. I hope he.
Would you rather?
I hope he goes out there and puts up a point per game the rest of the season. The Rangers go win the cup.
But here's a question for you: they missed the playoffs, and you get pick 14. Would you rather them give up the 14th pick this year, which they would give it up? What would you be better or feel better about? Them giving up 14 this year and keeping the pick next year, or them giving up the pick next year and keeping the pick 14?
Probably next year, keeping next year. Because then next year, you can tank and bottom out,
Or you get off to a better start with the guys here, so you end up being pretty good, and it doesn't matter. And then now you're not going to get that 14th pick again. Or I guess we'll say 13 because that's actually going to happen.
Yeah, but you're saying if they don't make the playoffs this year, if
they get the 13th pick in the draft. Would you rather get the 13th pick in the draft this year, or would you rather keep your first round pick next year and roll the dice and see if it's going to be a good pick or not? Because it could be 20-something if you're good, or it could be 1 if you're really bad.
I think you'd roll the dice because I think if it doesn't pan out this year, I think next year is just a complete reset year.
And you want that first pick, I guess.
Yeah, and you're basically rebuilding again. Where you're going to bring a pro,
and then you can't even add next year if you are good, because that means that.
That's the truth, yeah.
Because if they,
you're kind of looking at what they were when they sent the letter out, right?
Well, I guess if you miss the playoffs this year, you have your first round pick next year, and you can add. I think I'd go in that direction where it's tough. It's top 13 protected, so it's lottery protected, but well, I guess it is fully lottery protected. I didn't even think about it. When I think of lottery, I think of the first pick, but at 13 you can get the third pick, so yeah, it is lottery protected.
Let's see.
I think that what if this happens? We miss the playoffs in the last game of the season. We're at pick, what would that be, pick 15?
Oh, here we go. By the way, we got some updated reports here. Sounds like Rangers are hoping JT Miller will join them and play in Boston tomorrow, but still TBD. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but it also sounds like Vincent Trocheck, who is very close with Miller, was a big advocate of this deal. Those are from Vince.
Hey, and you know what else? We regained another player in the Four Nations tournament.
That's true. Let's see. Any other recent updates on this deal? Any other
Who reported that he might play?
Vince.
Well, Gabe Perreault just scored. Okay. Speaking of
We're
Rangers,
back. We're back.
Not for the Rangers, but
we're still back.
I'm excited to see. I mean,
tomorrow, if he's out there, you're looking forward to seeing what he looks like. It's not gonna be perfect. It's only game number 1, but
I'll probably watch a bunch of JT Miller highlights tonight.
The Rangers got better. The Rangers got better today. They got better today. Whether or not it's enough to get them over the top, that's TBD. But they got better today, and hopefully they continue to, if they're really going to go all in, hopefully they continue to keep it rolling. Like we said, pick up a wing. And then the biggest thing in the back of your mind is it really enough for this team? Who knows? And you kind of gave up some of the future, so it's got to work out. It works out. But you do have to give credit to Drury a little bit because he's not going down without a fight, I guess. He's still trying. And I think he understands that this is it for him, so got to do what's best. Got to pick a lane. Us Canucks got the center we needed at least, and we're going to get a new one out of that pick. LOL.
Yeah, I mean, like we said that.
It could be a win-win trade. I mean, it's probably still going to be, unless if the Rangers win the cup, it'll probably the Canucks will probably benefit more from it long term, especially if the pick hits and Mancini's okay and Hedl. Even if Hedl just let's say stays healthy.
Hedl has the upside in the first line center.
Yeah. Even if Hedl's the only thing that really pans out in that, it's probably going to be better than the Rangers because Miller, if it doesn't work out,
even if he stays healthy, like even if you look at the health concerns, I guess like we mentioned, like he doesn't do a good job of finishing. So maybe more ice time playing the power play. Like Hedl could be like a 70-point guy, I think. And like we said, he's got elite speed, good hands. So again, the injury is a big part of it. And again, it sounds like not messed up, but like the way I'm wording it doesn't sound good. And again, I don't want him to get hurt at all. But the Rangers, I guess, you'd say the only way they could win the trade without winning the cup would be him getting hurt again and retiring. But again, I don't want that.
Yeah, or he maybe just doesn't fit there. That's also possible.
I really like Hedl. He's one of my favorite players. Like still root
he's
for
a great guy too.
Yeah, I still root for
good, just a good Ranger.
I'll still root for Hedl. He was a really good Ranger. Sucked it didn't work out the injuries, but.
Yeah.
And the Canucks got the player. I mean, like if he stays healthy, he'll be good. But again, a lot of weird stuff happened this year with him, where he missed games, and they didn't really say why. Obviously, they don't say why, but like
yeah. And then last year, he tried to come back, didn't really work out.
He's a fragile player. I'll tell you that in the playoff series. Now I don't know how effective he'd be just because of the injury history, but. He was good in the playoffs in 2022, so he has shown that he can score in the playoffs, but we'll see. Again, good player. Sucks that he lost him. And
yeah, and I agree with this take too. And I said this a little bit earlier that maybe this locker room could use a guy like that. This was also from Vince. Just saying, Miller has clearly ruffled, feathers at previous stops, including New York, which adds to the risk. But he can be a bulldog on the ice when he's on his game. Rangers want him to harness that edginess and bring some swagger to a locker room that clearly needed a jolt. And I agree with that. I think you can look at the Miller stuff and look at it as a negative and say he's like a locker room, I guess, like cancer in a way. But I think you could also look at it and say this is a locker room that's, again, pretty soft, probably lacks energy overall. And maybe he comes in and adds a spark for them. And that, edginess, personality can kind of be used more as swagger as opposed to a negative thing, which hopefully that's the case. Hopefully that's the case. And it kind of is a wake-up call in a way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that you could look at it a different lens. I feel like, maybe not a lot of people are looking at it as he can kind of maybe light a fire under this team. Maybe, hey.
This team, these guys, especially Mika, they're way too soft.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe this helps Mika out. Maybe he gets taken off the power play. Before, maybe when he got taken off, it was like, oh, okay, well, the guys were already here.
Yeah.
The guys were already here. He kind of felt like, oh, I'm just going to get added back in. Eventually, now it's like somebody probably better than you has got added to the team.
Yeah.
So your properly spot is probably gone now.
Yeah. You got to wake up. Especially if he starts playing well here. Another comment here. If they didn't publicize their drama so much of it might have been different. Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, I feel like most Canucks fans are kind of going at Miller more than Pedersen, but from what I read, it's pretty even.
Yeah, it's both sides. There's two sides to every story. Oilers fan here. Damn, didn't think Canucks would take so little for Miller. Yeah, I mean, he is a good player. And obviously, you'll see what happens with that pick and Mancini. But Heedle, if he could stay healthy, they're getting a
And they
pretty good
still play
player
at the
too.
Garden, so we'll
They
he'll get
do.
his he'll get an ovation, probably a video
Yeah,
package.
definitely get a video. They won't just throw him up on the screen.
So we don't play them again there. What do you think the reception? He'll get. You think he'll get booed in Vancouver?
Miller?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't know. It depends. Seems like we have some Canucks fans in the chat. I am curious. Like, do you guys feel is more Pedersen or Miller? I think it's, I guess, wherever you stand, who you feel is more responsible for the drama.
I guess maybe just because he's a veteran, he's bounced a couple of spots. Maybe they'll just
Yeah.
lean towards Miller, even without kind of knowing what's going on. But like I said, no one really kind of indicated one way or the other. As far as media or players.
Yeah.
So maybe that kind of means that maybe it's more Pedersen, because I feel like if it was the
Might be.
veteran kind of beating up on a young kid, I feel like they would be more entitled to come out and say like, hey, like this can't happen to Pedersen. It seems like it's just probably more so just an even hatred for whatever it was. But
Yeah. I also think, I mean, the Rangers have had to do some digging on this as well. I mean, obviously Trocheck approves of it, but
well, they can't speak to Miller. Oh well, I guess they could go through like Trocheck. He could talk to Miller, but like Drury can't talk to Miller. Like, hey, what's
no,
going on?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm sure they can do digging with just people they
Because
know
like
around.
Rutherford's not going to be like, yeah, no, Miller is the problem here, but
No,
we'll
but
take him.
just with people around the league and even maybe Trocheck as well, just figuring out what really is happening.
And it seemed like he wanted to go to the Rangers. I mean, so
Yeah,
if that's anything.
yeah. Jumps right into a playoff race for sure. Also, if Miller causes trouble over there, he was the problem all along. Well, yeah. I mean, if the Canucks now go on a heater,
I think didn't someone
Miller
just say
comes
they're on
here
like
and
a
the team
3-game win streak or
collapses.
something?
Yeah, they are. But like if they go on an
How's he
absolute
been
heater
during
and
the?
just tear it up, and then he comes here and they fall flat, then yeah, it probably is Miller. But
I wonder if they'll trade Pedersen. They're losing
they
1-0.
Miller's been playing well. 3, 4, 5, 6 points in his last 6 games. He had a goal 2 games ago.
Yeah, he's
Overall,
only got
11 points on the month.
and he's got 4 of those on the power play. Which honestly,
Yeah.
you could be like, oh, he's a power play merchant. Well, dude, at this point, we could use a guy that's good on the power play. I think people kind of are saying that, like, oh, well, he's just good on the power play. The Rangers need someone on the power play.
Yeah, they need somebody on the power. The Rangers' power play has been, I think, 27th this year.
It's in the 20s. It's probably like 22.
Miller's gone. Petey is staying. For Vancouver to get a first-round pick out of a 32-year-old forward, nicely done. Yeah, I think you could look at it both sides.
Well, I mean, I don't agree on that, because I mean, most rentals get for like Marty St. Louis was like 40, and the Rangers gave up a first-round pick for him.
That's true.
And this is not a rental.
And Miller's still playing at a high level.
And it's also not a rental. So
Yeah.
you've seen older guys that are rentals, teams giving up first-round picks for. So I don't think the first-round pick is not that big of a deal. Unless the Canucks think the Rangers are going to suck next year, then that's a great trade.
Which is possible.
It is, but
they suck the rest of this year.
I think the Rangers will be good.
It's going to be a big wait and see game. I know that's just cliche, but it is. I think it could be a win-win for both sides. We just have to see.
I think that it's pretty much going to be around the same. Where
Rangers.
What this guy said? Yeah, but for 32-year-old.
PD.
What?
Oh, what? Yeah, but for a 32-year-old is unheard of.
Dude, we literally, I just literally said, well, Tarasenko was older than that when the Rangers traded for him.
Yeah, and even what
they gave him a first.
What was Kane when they traded for him?
Kane didn't get a first. Kane would have gotten a first if he didn't like force himself to the Rangers. Tarasenko was 31, so he was the same age. And Tarasenko was nowhere near the player that
No. And that's the thing. That's what we're saying is JT Miller's putting up some of his best seasons statistically over the last 3 years. Really, if if you stretch it over the last like 4 from a points perspective.
Listen, man, Marty St. Louis,
99, 82,
when the Rangers traded for
103.
Marty St. Louis, he was 38 years old. And not only did you give up a first round pick, you also gave Ryan Callahan. So,
Yep.
and that was for a 2-year rental. So I don't think that the first round pick, the aspect of it being like, oh, first round pick doesn't really upset me. I just don't know what this team's future is as far as the Rangers, so that's the only concern I have about the pick. But again, if the Rangers make the playoffs this year, it's probably worth it. And then next year they'll probably make the playoffs too, I think. So again, you're getting probably like a pick in the 20s, Vancouver. So is that I don't know, is JT Miller better than the 20th overall pick? Probably.
Yeah, probably. Canucks are down 1-0 about to start second period against Dallas. Yeah, I just saw that.
It didn't make sense for the Canucks either. I mean, I think they had an off day yesterday, so
Yeah, why make this trade an
hour
hour
last
before
night? Hito could have played tonight for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, weird timing. Not very many times you get a Friday night trade. Yeah, because they play again on Sunday, so and they're back home, so Heat'll go out to Vancouver. I just hope Miller plays tomorrow. I really do.
He'll join Vitaly Krejcov. I don't know if he's still on the team, but I think he is.
Yeah, is he over there still?
I think he is. He definitely doesn't play, but his rights are probably owned by them.
Who knows with that guy anymore? Bust.
You think the Rangers make any more moves, or they're gonna wait till the deadline?
I think they're gonna wait to the deadline. I could see more moves. I could see one more move, especially if they start playing well, then really go all in. But I think they're gonna wait to the deadline.
The Tarasenko move was pretty early.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get a move in now. That's the Miller move. Well, Tarasenko. Yeah, when was Tarasenko? When was those both?
It was like around Valentine's Day, maybe.
Yeah.
See, the Rangers now, so much cap space. No, they still have a lot of cap space. The Rangers have $8.9 million in cap. So that's still a lot of money to have. And at the deadline, they'll have $16 million. The Rangers have a ton of money.
Another comment here, just not in the chat, but just on Twitter. Let's face it, the Rangers have been giving lower East Manhattan vibes for the entire league, and although I myself do, let's see. Oh my God, this is a long tweet. Some heat, daddy. It's disgusting and loud. Or no. Where is it? Rangers desperately need a guy that exemplifies what it means to put on a New York Rangers sweater and play NHL hockey in the most famous city in the world. This is New York City. It's disgusting and loud in so many areas. My point is JT Miller is bringing back the F you, pay me mentality that New York Rangers was lacking. I don't even know if they're still lacking it. I haven't watched a game in like 2 months, but for the Rangers are at. I like what he brings to the table for this team right now. I want a guy that's going to play FU hockey. I want a guy that plays like he has something to prove. I want a guy that's going to scream in Shesterkin's face if he lets in a soft goal on a morning skate on a Tuesday morning. I mean, I agree. They need a guy with fire, but I don't know if they need a guy that's going to do all that. Nor is Miller even going to do all that. Now, what is Miller? Miller score tomorrow if he plays?
Probably.
You think?
You want to take him as your goal pick?
Yeah, why not? If he plays.
All right, we'll just both swap if you don't have. I'll take Miller to score against Vegas. because I had Heedle. R.I.P.
Here is Look at this Garland in the NY first round pick to the New York Rangers. Adam Fox to the Canucks.
You think a lot of the? I'm still curious to see what a lot of the Vancouver fans feel about this.
Yeah,
I think they probably look at Heedle and see like, oh, this guy hasn't really done much. So maybe they don't like Heedle.
yeah, I could see that.
Let's see. I'm gonna go on the Vancouver
Kevin, how
Canucks.
many Canucks fans watch the
I don't
Rangers?
know any Canucks fans, so
Neither do I know
let's
a
see if I
single
can
Canucks.
find on Twitter. Let's go on the Canucks. There's probably like something like, okay, here, this has got to be a Canucks fan account. It's called Canucks Army.
And I think some in the chat feel like they're Canucks fans. We do have an Oilers fan in the chat. A couple Rangers fans, it seems. Who's a Canucks fan in the chat?
There's a video of JT Miller walking out of the arena.
The Stars?
Yeah,
Really?
he's probably so fucking happy.
What account is that?
It's called Canucks Army. It's on Sportsnet too. They posted just him walking out of the arena.
I am. So Matt is a Canucks fan. Sounded like he was because he had the score update.
Okay. Here we go. This is an account, and the caption is, "Are you happy with the trade?" So, some guy said, "Absolutely brutal return. Heedleman Silly will always be under the shadow. And getting a middle six guy, a B prospect, and a late first round pick for our best player is sad." Someone said, "Yes, we had no leverage." So again, pretty favorable for the Rangers from what this guy thinks. Some guy said we got Tim Hortons gift card and a pick that's going to be pretty high for a bad players. Okay. Yes, this guy says huge win for the Canucks. Someone said no. A lot of these players don't like. A lot of the people don't like the trade. This guy says yes. I'm
a lot of
happy.
which is unknown.
This guy says yes. I'm happy. Pleasantly surprised. Actually, people are disappointed. Had expectations way too high. Some guy says let's armchair this. Heedle has game, but he's always hurt. Mancini plays the right side. He's big and can fly. I don't know about fly, but yeah. I like him more than PD, to be honest.
JT Miller, he was traded 25 minutes later. Yeah. It's so stupid that they made this trade now.
A lot of these people don't like this trade, but I mean, like we kind of mentioned, both fans were not pretty happy, but
Rangers are my third team, Dallas my second. Nice.
A lot of these people don't like the trade. Well,
I think both sides
we'll tell you this though, for any Vancouver fans listening. Again, big problem with injuries. Not even
when he's healthy though, very good player.
Sucks on face-offs. Really bad face-off guys. You might have to move him to wing.
And needs to finish. He does need to finish. But North and South game with speed. I agree with this comment from Matt. I think both sides can potentially win this trade. I do. I think the biggest thing is how far the Rangers go, but I also think this could be a flop for both sides. Like if Heedle can't stay healthy.
But at the very least, if you're Vancouver, you get a first-round pick.
Yeah, you do get the first-round pick.
There's something.
But I agree with this. I think it can be a win-win. Official. Rangers have posted it. The trade is official. Miller, Brandstrom, Dorrington, Heedle, Mancini, conditional first. They still have the Filipino graphic up.
Wait, so best case scenario, if we make the playoffs this year, we have our first round pick next year, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so that's what I'm probably rooting for. If you make the playoffs this year, you get Miller this year, and you get your pick next year. So I think that's what we got to root for. Because, like I said, is the 13th pick good? No. You barely miss the playoffs and get pick 13. I don't care.
Yeah. Knowing Tocchet, he'll be doing bag skates. Pretty sure pick is 13 and higher protected.
Yeah, it's lottery protected.
Yeah.
13 is lottery. So, yeah. Like I said, if we make the playoffs this year, Vancouver will probably get around pick I think the Rangers can win around. So you get around. They'll get around like the 20th pick. You get the 20th pick. You get
Yep.
Heedle, and you get Mancini.
Mancini. I think Mancini can be solid. The biggest return will be Heedle and whatever you get in that first round pick. That'll be the biggest thing.
He's not going to be an elite player, but he can be a solid back end defenseman.
Well, Friday night blockbuster.
Back to back Fridays. Good trades.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, what was that stat I saw the other day? It was the Rangers let up points to Drury, Rantanen, like the two trades they let up trades or they let up points to the players in the trades.
Did Necas get a point against the Rangers?
I think so.
Probably.
I forget. What was the
Drury scored. I know Rantanen had an assist.
I feel like Drury always scores against them.
He wants to like impress his uncle.
Yeah. That's good for me.
Yeah, from what I'm reading, a lot of the Vancouver fans, most like 90% of them don't like the trade.
Yeah. I think most probably aren't. They probably look at Heedle, look at like the numbers, and probably don't love it. That's probably the biggest reason. Miller's also a good player, whether the locker room
I think
drama.
there's like I think it's like 50% don't like the trade, 40% are like, yeah, I'm okay with the trade, but like, you know, it was a situation where I didn't think we were really going to get anything, and then 10% is like, oh, great trade.
Yeah. There's somebody that had a sign up before the game. Miller, rock, paper, scissors for a stick and puck.
Oh no.
Puck. Now what you want to see? Wait, if it's top 13 this year, it moves to next year for Vancouver.
Does he play penalty kill? For anybody's in the chat, I'm curious to know. Does JT Miller kill penalty?
Yeah, does Miller play PK?
I assume he does because he wins a lot of face-offs. I mean,
Yeah.
You would definitely want someone killing penalties with like almost 60% face-off win rate. I assume he probably does kill penalties. I don't know if you can go on like that website. It's probably different now because they probably updated it, but there was usually a website. It was like, I think it's like Daily Face-Off has like the projections of like each line combination.
Yeah, that's where I get the lines.
Yeah, it's not even there. He's not.
No, I think they took him off. Heedle's still on the Rangers though.
Well, I mean, he didn't play tonight too, so
yeah, that's true. Vancouver.
That's another reason I took him off.
And Vancouver was updated like just a little bit ago.
I'm
Rangers
curious.
they actually they put him in.
They put Miller in?
Yeah, I just refreshed the page. So this is daily face-off projected lineup. They have Kreider, Miller, Riley Smith, Cooley, Mika, Kaliev, Edstrom, Carrick, Rempian, and Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere first line.
And then they have VC and Brzezinski as their extras.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even have that. But
so a little Kreider, Miller.
They don't have them. Their power play has Lafreniere on it.
Interesting.
Their second power play is Cooley, Miller, Smith, Kreider,
Miller. Both.
Two Millers they have. That's not going to be possible, though. Because Miller is great face-off wise. He's going to center if he plays in the second
PK. Unit. They don't have him on the PK. But this guy, Matt said, pretty sure he usually was second peak or usually on second PK.
I assume that because he's a good face-off man.
Yeah. As an out though, daily face-off has the Rangers sticking with their PK.
I mean, the penalty kill is fine. The power play,
yeah,
he needs to be on the power play.
I think he should be first power play, to be honest. Throw him in there over Mika.
Yeah, get Mika off or Kreider, but
either
Kreider hasn't done shit. He's not deflecting pucks anymore. If he doesn't do that, then get him off.
He's not really getting chances to deflect pucks. Like
you could put Trocheck in front of the net at this point.
You could put me in front of the net. Here we go. This is where you get hyped. The Rangers graphic just dropped.
A lot of the Vancouver legends that play for the Rangers.
Once you're always a Ranger.
Yanni Gord out 5 to 7 weeks. Okay, so that's something that the Rangers cannot target at the deadline. Jeez. He's gonna miss like the rest of the season.
Wonder what type of thing they'll send out on Twitter for Heedle.
It's gonna just be like a picture of him with a stick in the air, raising and thank you,
Yeah, probably.
As out of the three guys they get right this year, probably mostly upset about Kako, but Heedle's close second. I didn't care at all. I was so happy we got rid of Trocheck or Truba.
Yeah, Truba, I don't. Heedle, Heedle probably, Heedle probably you're gonna miss them. Probably feel like miss the most just because he's a good guy, good player. At least Kako, you're kind of happy for him with the new start. He
Yeah,
needed it. Heedle is just a little unfortunate, especially the way how it happened here. The injuries always sucks to see that. But yeah.
well, I'm excited for tomorrow,
Yeah.
I guess. And then
Any other thoughts?
they play like shit, and he plays bad, then it's doomsday. But listen,
Yeah,
best
if
case
they lose
scenario,
like 4-1 and Miller plays and doesn't do anything, then yeah, we're back to panic mode. It's trades a fail.
they need to make the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, you look at it as first round pick first round pick for this playoff run, and then you can kind of reset after the season, and you still have your first round pick next year.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I think it's an upgrade this year. So if he gets the power play clicking, I think that will probably get this
Power play
team.
will be huge
That the
because this
Rangers need the
team needs
power.
power.
Yeah, if the Rangers power play starts clicking, this team is going to make the playoffs.
And if they start clicking, maybe they can win a playoff series, but that's it. Let's see. Canucks have tied the Stars. Garland scores. Still sure you don't want to trade him for Adam Fox?
No, we're good. Garland's a good player, but Adam Fox,
Trade.
even on his worst season, is top 5 defenseman. I'd say this for a while though. I think Fox for the last 5 years was better than Quinn Hughes. Just in general, obviously he was better statistically last year. I think this year, I think is the first year I'm like, okay, I'd rather have Quinn Hughes, but Fox is still a good defensively.
Yeah.
I think Quinn Hughes just has more of an elite skating ability. Fox is not a great skater.
No.
He's still the third best defenseman in the league behind McCarr and Hughes.
Yep. McCarr's a beast too.
He's a tremendous skater.
How long has he been? He's been with the Avs for 6 years now?
He got drafted in 2017.
Yeah.
I think he
But
played.
I don't think he started 19, right? Or
I
something.
think he went to college the next year too, because he played with Zach Jones. So I
Yeah.
think he came into the league in 18, 19.
Yeah. Him and Quinn Hughes' stats are like almost identical.
Quinn Hughes is a good player.
Yeah. He's the best out of the Hughes brothers, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like I said, he's the second best defenseman in the league.
Yeah.
For a while, even last year, I still gave the nod to Fox, and then he's put 2 years pretty good together that have been better than Fox, and I was like, oh, he's better than Fox. But
yeah,
again, you really only need one offensive defenseman on your team.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Hughes plays a lot of minutes. Stats for Canucks when he is on the ice are much better.
Yeah, no, like I said, now I lean more towards Hughes, but Fox is still a great defenseman. But yeah.
I agree.
You got anything else?
No.
We could wrap this up probably.
Other than Other than thank you all for joining, and I don't got anything else other than just hoping they play tomorrow or Miller plays tomorrow.
JT Miller legacy game.
Legacy game. Hat trick. Rangers win. Miller will come in happier. I hope so. All right, that'll do it. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody watching. Make sure to like and subscribe because we do have episodes up every week. We'll obviously have live streams as well. Anytime any of the news drops, maybe we could probably do more. If they do make the playoffs, we have live streams after every game, so that'll take place if they make it. But yeah, back-to-back games, so busy weekend ahead. Tomorrow in Boston, and then at home against Vegas on Sunday, then Boston on Wednesday. So 2 of the next 3 are big. And yeah, JT Miller debut either tomorrow or Sunday, but I think it'll be tomorrow.
He's gonna go.
He already left the arena. He's probably already in the air right now. Like, yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow. So yeah, that'll do it. And we will talk to you guys soon.